Freestyle.
Y'all recording?
Oh, yeah, son. People out there in TV land, welcome to the official DLC Guys podcast show. I am your host, Matt Bailey, along with my two equal but totes fresh co-hosts, Cody Barrett.
Not my goodies.
And Mr. Zander Todd.
Oh, yeah.
And we are coming at you live from the DF Dub for our very first show, circa July 3rd, 2017. Gentlemen, how we doing today?
Ooh. Doing good. Doing good.
Awesome. It feels good. I'm glad to be here. And we are a gaming podcast of friends who came together, as you heard in the song, which we actually just did. And Mr. Cody Barrett put it together. That was done quite nice.
I think it turned out really well.
Yeah. Nice.
Very, very well done.
All in-house instruments.
Freestyle and all.
Really. You may not know this, but one of us is not musically inclined. Who is it?
Who is it?
That's for the fans to decide. Anyways, we are a gaming podcast here because we love games. We all have a specific, unique background for video games, and we wanted to come together because we get together and talk about just the things that we play, and we decided to share that with the world. We thank you for listening. And without further ado, let's get into this podcast, gentlemen. What do you say you guys' first console was, and how did you get to what you're playing now?
I started off probably like most people on Christmas Day, getting a Nintendo, playing Kirby for probably 48 hours straight.
Golly,
the Ivy.
Yes. Never turning the TV off or the console off to make sure I keep my save. But then I went to PlayStation. First game on there was like a NFL Game Day. That was a good franchise. I thought that was the best graphics ever. Went to PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, got a GameCube between PlayStation 3, and now I'm on PlayStation 4.
And it's good to be on PlayStation 4. I love PlayStation. That's what I'm gaming on right now. I originally started on an Atari 2600. Atari 2600, and moved on up, just like you said, Christmas Day. A lot of Nintendos that we got, regular Nintendo, SNES, 64. That was probably the most, just kind of what the crap moment for me in video games. Just getting an N64 and playing Mario in 3D is amazing.
Did you have one of the special colors?
No, we actually had the original one.
That charcoal gray.
Yeah.
Charcoal gray.
Yeah. At that time, they didn't have any different colors. Yeah. So we killed that Nintendo. I broke controllers off of losing from my N64. But, had a Dreamcast. I love the Dreamcast. Wish it wouldn't have died early. Pour some out for there if you can.
Blah, blah.
And quickly moved on to Xbox. Actually got a modded Xbox from a friend, and liked that a whole bunch, and ended up switching from Xbox 360 over to PlayStation 4 a couple of years ago when that came out. And I love love the PlayStation community. And I mean, I'm not really against Xbox or anything, but I just prefer PlayStation right now.
Yeah, I like games.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of like you guys. I started out with a Super Nintendo, was introduced to that before even an NES, but I had some friends who had an NES, and I learned of that afterwards. Moved from there in 64, just like you guys. Well, did you have a 64, Zander?
Yeah, my cousin, he had a N64, so I went over there. I mean, that's where I got to play Mario 64 and man, what was that racing game on the 64?
F-Zero X?
No, it was
Diddy Kong Racing? Mario
it was
Kart?
in the city.
Mario Kart.
City?
Yeah, it was in the city.
Beetle Adventure Racing?
No. Race, man.
Crash Bandicoot Racing?
No, it was kind of semi-open world racing.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Rush, too.
Rush,
Oh,
yeah.
Rush 2.
yeah.
Yes.
That game was awesome.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
they had the stunt mode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Already off on a tangent. Look at us.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I started with Super Nintendo, went to 64. At that point, moved up to Dreamcast like you met in that
Yeah.
Dreamcast fan club.
Man.
Love that. From there, went to Xbox because Xbox kind of adopted that same control scheme.
Yeah.
Looks
Did y'all
familiar.
have the original Xbox controller?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the Duke.
Yes.
The Duke.
I still got two of them right up
Never
there.
held one.
Oh, wait.
We're doing that.
I got the smaller one.
Oh.
The controller, yes. Yeah, he's talking about the Duke.
That big giant one.
With the
I actually
oval
missed
buttons.
that. Yeah.
That thing is crazy.
I missed that.
You like it?
Yeah. It was fantastic. I mean, it was a brick, but I mean, you felt like you had a lot of power in that game, especially playing Halo. Hang 'em High. That was my stage. I wasn't the best, but I was all right.
Yeah. Oh,
Go ahead.
yeah. These days, I'm gaming on mostly my Nintendo Switch right now.
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch. You guys need one? I'm going to make that happen.
I'll get one.
Yes.
I'll get one when Mario Odyssey comes out.
Fantastic.
I'll get one probably day one.
Yep. That, Xbox One. My PlayStation's down at the moment, but I really play everything. A little bit of PC, too.
Yeah.
A little bit of PC.
Yep.
All right. So we cover a little bit of all bases. We're not going to say that we know everything about gaming because we don't. There's things that we love to research. We are avid researchers about games. And, if you have any insight, send us a message.
I would say that we are like true gamers. Like we know what we want to see.
Yeah.
We know what we like to play. And I'm just excited about this podcast.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, out of all the video games that you guys have played, including myself, what is like your most favorite moment, character, or series? Is there like a franchise that, like, when you first played it or heard about it, just like blew your mind?
Ooh. I would say the Metal Gear series. When I first played Metal Gear Solid, I think that was it's like what we said in the beginning, like the evolution of gaming. Because if I had to go all the way back, it would definitely be Kirby. Like I didn't even know what consoles were. I didn't know that you could bring this buttery goodness into your home and plug it up to your TV and just play it. So
Such
Kirby,
vernacular.
but Metal Gear will probably be the all the Metal Gears just blew me away.
Wow. For me, I'd probably say like Super Mario 64. Like I'm right there with you when it comes to Metal Gear because there were some moments in Metal Gear where it just knocked my off. It basically scared me half to death when you put your controller in the port 2 and Psycho Mantis tells you look at his power and the controller starts shaking. Yeah, that was crazy. But for me, one of the biggest moments was playing Super Mario 64. It was just such a change from the Mario franchise and how it had evolved from just a 2D scroller to now you're actually controlling Mario. You can make him jump. You can make him flip.
Yeah,
you
for
can
sure.
grab things. You can run around. You can jump. You can triple jump.
You can look up.
Yeah.
You can swim
Exactly.
underwater.
Right.
It's craziness.
Am I the only one that when you found out how to do a backflip, like you just did that everywhere?
That's it.
Like I would do that into the pictures.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I would. Well, for me, I would run up to the picture, and turn around, and do an aerial flip.
Yeah.
Into the pictures, and I would do an aerial flip and then dive into the picture.
Yeah.
I would actually. That's so funny. I would long jump over whatever barrier, dive on the ground, slide, jump up, jump again into the picture.
Man,
I had a routine.
Y'all were more advanced than I was. I would just do
The backflip. This whole Z.
Go to the.
Yes.
Yep.
Man, perhaps we should do some gameplay footage where we're playing Super Mario 64, just some stages, see what kind of how differently we play. Maybe we'll do that.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be.
What about you, Cody?
Honestly, man, I think Mario 64 is a real high pinnacle moment for me for gaming. I mean, I grew up with the Super Nintendo and all of that was great. I loved it. But it was still kind of stuck in that 2D. Things really changed for everybody, I think, when we saw when you were able to explore an environment, go behind you, look in all directions.
Oh, yeah.
That just changed everything. So Mario 64 and subsequently Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
From both of them, 64 moments for me.
Still need to play that.
Got to.
You have to.
I mean, I do.
We're going to get some gameplay footage of you experiencing that for the first time.
That's a great game, man.
It may be some boring footage
It will be.
because I'm kind of a boring gamer. No, I'm not.
Don't downplay yourself.
I might.
It's okay, Matt.
Zander. So this is, as you heard at the beginning, we are recording this on July the 3rd, and we like to give kind of notice of what kind of games, what free games are coming out for PlayStation and Xbox, since they both do the free games each month. Zander, what games we got for PlayStation and Xbox, sir?
So for PlayStation this month, free games with PlayStation Plus, we have Until Dawn. Until Dawn is it's kind of like a cinematic game where you choose which direction you will go, and it impacts the game. It's looks good. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of Heavy Rain, kind of to a sense. And then we also have Telltale's games, Game of Thrones. So
now, neither of you guys have watched any Game of Thrones show, right?
no, I haven't.
No.
This is so terrible because you can't really play the game without knowing the story. It's one of the greatest shows ever created.
I would definitely suggest to download though Until Dawn, and I'm gonna download Game of Thrones. I'll download it.
No, I want you to watch it first.
All right.
But I'll download it and I'll tell you how it is.
Oh, it is okay.
All right, so that was for PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
What do we got on Xbox, sir?
On the Xbox side, first game for Xbox One we have is Grow Up. It's an Ubisoft.
Todd is now being played by Cody.
It's an Ubisoft. Grow Up is an Ubisoft title. Came out a couple years ago, I believe. I actually played it on PlayStation, loved it. So I'm definitely going to be picking this one up. You're kind of a robot, and you've got these mechanical clasps, and you can climb any surface. And you're tasked with basically making this giant beanstalk grow out of the planet's atmosphere back up to your ship and
Is it
collecting
like a
ship
platformer?
parts. Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing that's really charming about it that I really dig is that you're a robot and he moves like a robot. Like when you start to move in one direction, he'll like lean in that way.
Okay,
and
cool.
You'll have to, it just looks like he's always stumbling around. He really looks like a robot trying to walk.
Is it kind of like a puzzle game?
There's not really any puzzling, but you have like a jetpack. It's platforming mixed with just exploration. It's real simple, very little risk of getting hurt. It's fun. It's just a fun time. After that, we have Runbow, which I'm not really too familiar with, so I'm definitely gonna check that out. But it seems like it's a platformer as well, and there's a little twist where some obstacles will disappear and come in, and I don't know, but I'll be looking into that. Maybe you guys are familiar with it. On the 360 side of things, we have Kane and Lynch 2 for the first part of the month, which co-op third-person shooter. I don't know if you guys ever played any of those.
Yeah.
Kind of fun.
No,
Yeah.
no, I haven't.
Not bad. And later in the month for 360, wrapping things up, is going to be Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, which speaks for itself.
Yeah. It's a Lego game.
Pretty good month for free games, honestly.
Yeah,
Both sides.
we got free Telltale game and Until Dawn.
Oh.
I will be checking those out.
PC side of things, the Steam summer sale is still going on, and there's really, really good discounts on a lot of franchises. I won't talk about them here, but I'm sure our listeners are looking out
Like
for it. Anyway.
third party?
Yeah, everything.
Okay.
Just tons of stuff. Hundreds of games.
So pick those games up.
All of them.
If you have the paid service, PlayStation Plus or what is Xbox service? I forgot.
Games with Gold. Yeah, Xbox Live Games with
Games
Gold.
with Gold. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, pick those games up. Continue. Let us know what you think about them. We had some amazing, crazy, ginormous, enormous news that came out either Monday or Tuesday. I sent you guys a link, and that was the announcement that Nintendo made via Twitter stating that they were bringing a classic Super Nintendo Entertainment System
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
to the masses this fall.
Got to get it.
They do it again.
Like just when you think you're grown and you don't have Nintendo can't bring you back in, they reel you back in with that wheel of cheese, and you get right back on the wheel, and you're stuck.
What did the Nintendo come out last year?
Yeah, let's talk about the NES Classic real quick, because
NES Classic.
that's very dividing
Yeah.
for people.
Yeah.
I didn't get it. They stopped making it because I don't know.
It was
why.
a limited run.
Well, the thing is, they don't like money.
Yeah.
Nintendo.
I don't know. Nintendo has always been that company to just thrive on like scarcity. Like, people are going to buy it.
Yeah, I never saw one on a store shelf. You guys?
No, not at all.
I never seen one in person. I've seen them on eBay for $400.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I wasn't gonna do that.
No.
If I get one of these, I think I may sell it for like 3 times the markup.
You, sir, are the problem.
Yes, you are the problem.
You're
But I would probably do the same.
Because I would be cool with just playing these games on emulators too. Granted, it would be wonderful to have one, but if I can make like $400 off of it,
Oh, man.
So,
man, come on.
after we saw this news, I looked it up. I clicked on the link that you shared to us, and immediately I went to try to find a pre-order, which I think we all did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I didn't even respond. I was straight to Amazon. I was gone.
I didn't respond either. Matt thought we were dead, but
I did.
but I saw an article that people are already putting on eBay and Amazon guaranteed pre-order,
Oh, my.
but it's like $250. So the price point is $79.99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people are trying to get more than 3 times the value of it on eBay. Like, that is horrible. But
Yeah, like 10 times.
so my question is, why doesn't Nintendo know this is going to happen and just produce like? Are they? They're not losing money with this. They can't be.
Oh, no.
No. Like I believe the people at Nintendo are smart. They're probably the smartest people that are working with consoles, because they just keep reinventing the same thing that we've had before, and we can't stop buying it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do absolutely everything that I can to get one of these.
It's happening.
Because I mean, you're playing it on your TV. It's got HDMI hookups, USBs.
Got the OG controller.
Right. And I think for me, since I do still have my original SNES, it's so hard to find these games and to be able to have them on a specific Nintendo system.
Oh, yeah.
That they came out with. You know that the games are going to work. There's not really going to be any glitches that you get with some of the ROMs that you can download.
Yeah, this is straight gaming.
I mean, you're
Plug
getting
it
it
up
straight
and
from
go.
the source. So I got to do everything I can to get one.
So
I'm definitely in. I'm really worried about being able to find one.
me too.
I gave up on the NES Classic.
Me too.
But they have promised they're going to make it more available. Switches, I still haven't seen one of those on a shelf.
Me either.
And that's their
Seriously?
main console right now. I have not seen a shelf. I've seen their
Have you seen
accessories.
All the time.
I haven't seen one
at
anywhere.
Walmart.
Man, I
never
look
seen
look
one.
every time I go into
Me
any
too.
store that sells them to see if they're on shelves.
Walmart.
I have one, but
Now I think what you're seeing is a charging dock.
No, I'm seeing.
Because-
I checked the Walmart right by my house.
If they got one right now, I'm putting it in layaway. They still do.
I'll do it.
I guarantee you they have Nintendo
I'm
Switches
going right after
in
this.
stock.
I'm not playing.
I will go on that journey
Right
with
there.
you.
I'm not playing. Like,
We're gonna go
cause
look.
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so the SNES Classic.
So the do you think, speaking of the Switch,
Yeah.
do you think the reason why they do a limited run is because this could potentially outsell the Nintendo Switch during the holiday season?
I honestly think that with these, there's a lot of factors at play. One, we haven't seen Virtual Console on Switch yet.
No.
True.
Virtual Console is a money printing machine for
Yes.
Nintendo. So once they have that up and running, I think it would be in their best interest to not have these on the shelf.
Okay, yeah.
Because what they do with Virtual Console, they roll out a couple games a week, and they are not blockbuster games.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm saying they're not like, it's not like they open the floodgates and all of a sudden you have access to the best, arguably the best 21 games on Super Nintendo.
Yeah, and probably the best 21 games throughout the whole history of Nintendo.
I'll bet they have had extensive meetings about where Virtual Console fits with these classic systems. I think that's a huge thing right now for them.
Yeah. You know what? Well, while we're talking about the 21 games that they have, let's go through the list of which ones they are. And first one, of course, you can't say Super Nintendo without Super Mario World.
Absolutely.
Probably the biggest game that they had on the system.
Is this the first time Yoshi was introduced?
Yes, it is.
As a playable character. Yeah.
Was there a Yoshi story before?
No, that was after.
No.
That was later
Okay.
in the. I think that was like 96.
Okay. Yeah.
95.
So we got Super Mario World, F-Zero, the first of the franchise. Just an amazing racing game. It was so futuristic. I loved it. Any of y'all play it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Love F-Zero.
Then we got Mario Kart, the original, led the way for everything that we have now. Thank
Huge.
you, Mario
Yes.
Kart. I remember just as a kid going over to my friend's house and just playing this game for hours.
This was my favorite up until was it GameCube?
Double Dash.
Yes.
Yeah. Double Dash was actually pretty good too.
I don't think there's been a bad one except for like the Game Boy Advance version. I don't care for that one.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we got Super Metroid. I never really played any of the Metroid games.
Super Metroid is an absolute masterpiece.
Beast.
Man,
It's a perfect side-scrolling game.
I may have to try that. And then, of course, we got Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. Surprisingly enough, I never really played any Zelda games either.
Shame.
All right,
you guys don't even know that joke. Oh, you really need to get. Everybody that's listening, they haven't watched Game of Thrones, as I stated before, so they don't even know the joke.
You don't get to have inside jokes with yourself.
I can't. No, I'm having inside jokes with the listeners. They understand. They understand when you guys say shame what I'm thinking about. So, watch Game of Thrones. Anyways, humble brag. We also are getting Star Fox and a never before played Star Fox 2, or never before released Star Fox 2.
Oh, yeah.
So those two games.
Heck yes.
What else we got, Zander?
We got Street Fighter 2. Yes.
Love Street Fighter. Street Fighter is my favorite fighting franchise.
That was my first
Oh, yeah. Me too.
fighter.
That was
Yeah.
my first.
We got Punch Out.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Super Punch Out.
Super Punch Out.
Yeah. Castlevania 4.
Never played it.
I've never finished a Castlevania game.
It's good. Donkey Kong Country.
Yes.
Yes. That.
It's got to be there.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. It is. It's just.
They're holding no punches, man. This is a stacked list.
Like Punch Out.
Hey.
You got Mega Man X.
Dude, I don't know how big of Mega Man fans you guys are, but I am a giant Mega Man fan. And this game, when I first played it, oh my gosh, knocked my socks off. It paved the way for all the other Mega Mans that they moved over to PlayStation, X1, X2, was it X1?
I don't know. This is my favorite.
The really is. Mega Man X4 was my favorite by far. But Mega Man X paved the way and made them look so much better.
Kirby Superstar.
That was somebody's game.
I love Superstar.
Yes.
It had the dual mode where you're doing the face off. Draw.
Oh yeah.
I played that a lot. There were so many different little mini games, and then of course like a couple different campaigns to go through in co-op. It was glorious. We have Final Fantasy 3.
Yes.
That man, they've got every genre on here. Kirby's Dream Course. Did you guys ever play this?
Yes.
No.
I'm a huge Kirby
It was
fan.
like a top-down Kirby golf game. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It was good.
I'm so glad to see it coming back here. Then we have Yoshi's Island, which was also
I played
fantastic.
A little bit of that.
Yep.
Played a little bit of that.
Never played that. I would love to play it though.
You will, if you can find one.
I know.
If you
Right,
have a
right.
spare $875.
If I have next generation money.
Yeah.
And then wrapping things up with the last 5 games, we've got Super Mario RPG.
Oh my gosh. One of the only 2 RPG games that I ever played in my lifetime. Yes.
Did you like
Did you
it?
beat it?
Yes. That
Yeah.
game was fantastic.
We've got Contra 3.
Wait. Before we go
What'd I do?
on. Super Mario RPG has one of the best soundtracks
Yes.
of all time.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my
I
gosh.
remember that. Yeah.
Just
Great
had to say
game.
that.
No, hey, completely allowed. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Contra 3. I never played Contra 3, but I'm familiar with the series, of course.
I just know the cheat codes. That's it.
And we have Secret of Mana, another fantastic RPG. My favorite game of all time, Earthbound.
Yes.
Yeah,
on
that,
this
that was a
list.
great RPG.
Yes.
And it's a very, very nice store if you go to any mall. Trading company, Earthbound Trading Company.
Yes.
It's for the
I've never
ladies.
been there.
For those ladies that wear hemp.
Never attended.
And then last we have, I can't read this from here. Is that Super Ghouls and Ghosts?
yes.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even know this was on this list.
Yeah. Well,
When I looked-
yeah.
I just talked about
Yeah,
this. It's like, I
that's-
love this game.
Yes.
So I'm so happy. This is a perfect list for me. I could nitpick and maybe find a couple titles like Pilot Wings or Chrono Trigger that could be on here, which
Yeah, yeah.
I would appreciate. But I think they nailed
They
this
give
list.
you, pretty much
Everything.
every genre is covered. And how iconic is the font for Super Nintendo? Like, just looking at the cases, man, it
Right.
just takes me
Right.
back, man.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I remember going into Blockbuster and like renting some of these games.
Yeah.
I remember going to different stores, different garage sales, and finding like the most random game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And playing it.
Between Mario Kart and Earthbound, I probably rented both of those enough to have bought them a couple times
Yes,
over.
me too.
Also, really wanted to point out Super Mario RPG. Mario was actually not in 2D. He was actually in 3D in that game. Or they made it look like he was in
3D sprites, kind of like Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah.
exactly.
It still looks great. It really does.
Fantastic.
It's a great list, guys.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. I can't wait to try and get it. And, for you listeners, we are going to go on a quest and we're going to bring you along with it.
Yes.
We are going to do everything that we can to get one of these SNES Classics. And once we get 1,000 subscribers and once we get 1,000 listeners, we are going to give it away.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Make sure to subscribe and comment to be a
Yes.
part of the
Absolutely.
drawing.
That's exactly what we are here for.
We're doing it. We're gonna document the entire process. Excuse me. And
Yes.
if we can find one of these, is going out to one lucky listener.
I'm going to sneak in these guys' houses and record them sleeping. Everything. When you get up, we'll be watching. It'll be like our very own Truman Show. So, yeah. Keep listening. Keep looking out. Maybe you could win a free SNES Classic.
Absolutely.
So now that we have, we at least know that we're getting an SNES Classic. We had an SNES or NES last year. Do we expect Nintendo to bring a 64? And if so, what games do we think would we want? What would be the top 5 games that you would want to see on an N64 Classic?
I'll start with that because I've put some thought into this for sure. I think if they do another retro system, it will end with the 64.
It has to.
Or maybe a Game Boy Advance. But at this point, putting out a whole handheld might just be smarter to sell a Game Boy Advance collection for the Switch.
Yeah,
so if they do a 64, because that's the direction we're going with this, I think it would be even less games than what they've put on the Super Nintendo. They've kind of shown that pattern. Maybe they give us 10 to 15 of the best of 64 games, and I'm for that, as long as it's Mario Kart, it's Super Mario 64, it's Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kong 64.
Yes.
F-Zero. There wasn't
F-Zero X.
F-Zero X for the 64. GoldenEye. If they can work that out with the licensing, we're in. Those are really my top requirements. Anything else is just icing on the cake for that.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it has to end with. I think it would have to end with the 64. Sega has their own little,
and they're always awful.
Yeah,
the sound quality is so bad on those.
So I don't, man, Sega, please step your game up.
Yeah,
Sega.
But it would have to end with the 64. I think because after that you had the GameCube.
Yeah,
then Wii, then Wii.
Then the
U.
games are just too big. They're not going to do that. It gets too expensive.
But GameCube games were only like a gig or like a gig and a half or something like that. They weren't really too terribly big. So, I mean, it's still feasible to put like 15, 20 games on.
Is that too close, though? Like, the nostalgia of the Super Nintendo is so big.
Yeah.
Like, the GameCube is like...
I think GameCube... Honestly, I think they'll probably they're going to continue their route of remasters for those games.
Yeah.
Like with Switch, a lot of people are kind of asking for Super Mario Sunshine to be redone for the Switch.
Yeah.
I think they'll probably go that route. It's a more modern controller built into it. It's just easier for them to port games. And they make more money selling a whole game than a system for $150 that has games built in.
Yeah, I would hope that Nintendo would update and grow their virtual console and all those digital collections for the Switch, because I would love to play Donkey Kong 64. I mean, just think about it. If they were able to port over like Donkey Kong 64 or Mario Kart 64, where you could play it in wireless LAN mode with other people on your own system. I don't know what the logistics of that would include, but that would be freaking amazing.
I'm not sure if you know this. What Nintendo is doing with their paid online service for the Switch, I don't know if you guys have heard this. They're going to have what they have referred to as kind of a Netflix of games every month, and their subscription service is going to be dirt cheap. It's like $15 a year or something.
50.
It's so cheap. It's so cheap.
What?
I swear to you, it's like $15, maybe $20 a year. I can't remember exactly.
So they're doing what PlayStation Plus should have did.
Kinda.
I'm over there.
Listen to this though. Listen to this. Their service is going to have Super Nintendo games. It's going to launch with Super Nintendo and NES games. This service, they are going to have online multiplayer built into these games. For the first time ever, we'll play Super Nintendo games online natively on a Nintendo system.
Wow.
So, Street Fighter.
If that's announced for it. It's not going to be everything. It's going to be a selection of games. They're going to have to tool things. But imagine.
So, Mario Kart?
The original Mario Kart. I think Balloon Fight is like one of the launch titles for it, but they're going to add stuff as you go. So imagine, maybe one time, maybe eventually we'll have 64 games where we can play just like you're talking about.
Like, as you were saying that, I was thinking of how they could logistically get that done. I would assume that once you would log in to the service,
one person's just player two.
You're essentially assigned a controller port.
Yeah,
$15
a year, dude. It's dirt cheap.
Wow.
Yeah, that would be the lick.
They are listening to fans. I'm going to give Nintendo that. I just hope they can bring us the games. They're on a roll, man. For the first time in like a decade, they are on a roll.
Yeah, I need a. This is off topic, but I need a Pokemon RPG.
It's happening.
Hey, you're getting one. Sir.
They've thought about making one, and they have now decided to make one.
In a couple of years.
Did we get a date?
A year or so.
No. Did we get any kind of footage? No.
Not at all.
Did we get a guy sitting down at a desk saying, hey, we're probably going to make this?
Of course.
Absolutely. That's all we need.
I need it.
That's all we need. Nintendo's in my pockets already.
Yes.
Nintendo has stolen so much money from me. My kids don't have good food to eat. So with all the Nintendo hype, let's power rank our top 5 SNES games.
Oh man,
because this is the SNES Classic show, and I'll start it off.
Yeah,
Are we going to do it from the list?
No, it could be any of your top 5 Super Nintendo Entertainment System games, and I'm going to start it off with, of course, the staple, Super Mario World.
Wait. We're going 5 to 1 or 1 to 5?
I'm going 1 to 5.
Mine won't have a rank. I know my favorite, but just dive into it. Tell us your favorite.
Okay, my number 1 top favorite of all time, Super Mario World. I love that game. That was when I beat the game, I was ecstatic because that was a crazy game. It took me so long to beat. But when I found Star Road, that flipped me and turned my whole world upside down.
Spoilers.
That happens in the game. Spoiler alert, that actually happens in the game.
25-year-old game.
And then once you actually beat every level in Star Road, and then you go up into the star, and then you got you have the bonus stages. Once you beat all the bonus stages and you go back into the world, into the regular world, all of the enemies have on Mario masks. Like that threw me for a loop, and that was crazy. That was absolutely just crazy. That's my number 1. Number 2, I'm going to have to give this to Super Mario Brothers: The Lost Levels. Did anybody play that? It was on the Super Mario All-Stars.
Yes.
The Lost Levels.
Awesome.
That was, it took me the longest time to actually play it. But when I did, I just started beating every single level. It'd take me like 1 or 2 attempts to beat it. But I would play with Luigi, and just, there were so many levels on that game. I think it was like, you got to like world 14 or 15 or something like that. And it was so amazing. I remember having my little sister watch me play, and it was crazy. I don't think I could go back and play as well as I did.
Did you give her the controller that wasn't plugged up?
Yes, many times.
You know what? With Mario All-Stars, that kind of reminds me, now that we're thinking about the SNES Classic, this may have been the first time Nintendo ever bundled their classic games and resold it to us.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was the first time, right?
Yeah.
Spoiler alert for those of you that have an NES Classic. If you were able to mod it and load Mega Man 3 on there, did Mega Man 3 come on there? If not, if you have Mega Man 3, if you plug a controller into port 2 and have that person press, or have a friend press,
I don't have any.
down on it's either press one of the directions, either down or left or right or something like that on the D-pad, you can have Mega Man do a mega jump consistently. Like whenever you jump, it's a consistent jump. And if you fall down like a cliff or something, you can just keep jumping and he won't die.
Is that an Easter egg or a glitch?
That's
a choose your own adventure, because he doesn't know how to do it. So now you have to Google it.
No, we didn't find that out until we actually beat the game. And once we did that, it was like, okay, this is amazing. But, okay, so number 3 for me, I hate to say it, but it was Wheel of Fortune game.
Yeah.
Like, I played that game so much. No, it wasn't Wheel of Fortune. I'm sorry. I lied to you guys. Please forgive me. It wasn't Wheel of Fortune. It was Family Feud.
Yeah, okay. I played Family Feud.
Family Feud, like I think if you had a family, sorry, I poured something out for those who didn't have a family.
Wow.
Blah, 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 blah.
But if you had a family with like brothers and sisters, siblings, your parents got you Family Feud.
That was like one of my first like truly party games.
Right.
Like
I didn't have it. Did I have a family? Or
yeah, that was amazing.
Maybe not. Perhaps you may need to ask mom.
Until you got to the point where you knew all the answers. Like, it wasn't even fair anymore.
Yeah.
It'd be fun to go back and play it with like the 90s centric questions.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Right.
We're going to have to do that.
So number 4, of course. Now number 4 is probably a lot higher on the list. Super Mario RPG. It was just such a fantastic game. It completely changed the way you played a game. It still had the same kind of characteristics of Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3, where you get your flower or you get the firepower and stuff, but it had it in the way that they married it into an RPG was just nothing short of amazing.
Genius.
You could jump while running around in the RPG, which you couldn't do that in Final Fantasy. You just had to walk around. It was just a fantastic game. Play it. If you don't get the SNES Classic, then get you an emulator, download the ROM, and play it that way. It's a fantastic game. I have it on my phone right now.
We're not advocating piracy, though, so you have to own it.
No, I bought it. I bought it.
So he can do that.
Yeah, so I can do that.
Shame on you.
So number 5, of course, like I said before, it has to go to Mega Man X. Just a true pivotal game, because the Mega Man franchise pretty much stopped with Nintendo. I forget what they went up to. I want to say it was Mega Man 4.
What?
4 or 5 or something like that. And then they came out with Mega Man X on Super Nintendo. And when they brought it back, it was nothing short of amazing.
It was glorious.
Mega Man X. I'm getting them confused. Is that the one where, as you went to the levels, you got different powers?
Yes.
Different. Okay.
Well, all of them you get different powers. Once you beat one of the bosses, you get their ability that you can adjust to.
And this one they introduced his little robot dog, right?
No, they did that in Mega Man 3.
I think this is the only Mega Man,
RJ.
Poser alert.
Mega Man X that I played.
Yeah. So those are my top 5. Super Mario.
How many of these were not on this classics list? Like, how many of yours are there? You're gonna get.
There's one.
Everything but Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
Family Feud, right?
Wheel of Fortune. Yeah.
So they ticked off your list 4 out of 5. That is not bad.
Yeah. Absolutely. What say you guys?
Well, I would say I'm gonna do the 5. No, it's hard. I'm not gonna rank.
What's your 5 favorite games, and then tell me your favorite SNES game.
Okay, my 5 favorite games are Earthbound, Super Mario World, Super Mario Kart. It's crazy. Street Fighter, and it would have to be Kirby Dream Course.
They got Dream Course or Superstar?
Dream Course.
Yeah, the golf one?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I tell you why. So for each one, Super Mario Kart was like the first game that I could play with my sister, and like it was competitive. It wasn't like me destroying her all the time. And Street Fighter was super intense with my cousins. So like we used to play it at the arcade, but now that we had it at the house, we used to have battles like all night. It was so fun. Earthbound was awesome. One of my favorite RPGs of all time. And Dream Course was like my first introduction to golf. Like so they had all my top 5 in the list. So
what's your favorite Super Nintendo game?
That's tough, because I mean it would probably be Kirby Dream Course, because I played Kirby Dream World on NES, and then they showed me Kirby in a different light. I don't know why, but like I was like, he's playing golf now?
Yeah.
Like I want this.
Sign me up.
And then that would be my favorite. And I know I'm probably a rare breed, because Super Mario World was awesome. But like I would play Super Mario World with my sister and my cousins and the rest of the games. But Dream Course would be like one of those games that I created my own story in my head, like different tournaments within myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that I was one of the gamers that had pen and paper by him.
Yeah.
Like creating his own story. Like
wow.
It was crazy. Yeah, and Earthbound. I used to do that with Earthbound too. Like
really?
Yes, I used to track everything.
Wow. That's crazy.
My list is really similar to you guys, honestly. Deviates in a couple spots. So I'm Super Mario World, obviously Mario Kart. Earthbound's my favorite game of all time, so Earthbound's there. This is where things get weird for me.
All right. I like
Goof
weird.
Troop. Goof Troop.
Wow.
Have you played that on Super Nintendo?
I can't say that I have.
So it's kind of top down. Think Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past.
What?
2 players.
Wow.
It's co-op. You can carry one item. You can push blocks. There's enemies. It's kind of like puzzling. You can pick up a shovel and dig in certain parts of the ground and find other items, find resources and things like that. From there, you go kind of like Smash TV and Zelda games, where you move between screens. You move up, you go into a different area. You move down, you go into a different area. But you're 2-player co-op. You have like these grappling hooks that you can pick up, and it'll push enemies out of the way, or it'll pull items towards you. But you can carry one item at a time. It's a lot of fun. Fantastic game.
Now,
Sleeper hit.
before you go into your next one, because I didn't think about this, because I'm getting them confused now.
Mm-hmm.
All those Disney games, did they come out? They came out on NES first, right? Wait.
Some of them made it to NES.
Rescue Rangers 2 was on Super Nintendo, right?
Yeah.
I know the first Disney game that I played was Mickey Mouse Capades.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Rescue Rangers 2 was
I got a soft spot in my heart for those Disney games, man.
and
They made so many good
and
ones.
DuckTales.
Yeah.
So
So many
that
good ones.
sound that it made when Uncle Scrooge would hop on that cane. Like, that was good. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No,
It
you're
just-
good.
It just threw me into.
No, you're good.
I forgot.
And you know what? I didn't even put it together that was a Disney game as well.
No, Cody. No, he's not good. Why you got to interrupt people like that? You know what, Xander? You know what?
Can you turn his mic off?
I think I can. But
So-
I'm not going to do that.
I would not go into silent.
Goof Troop. I'm going to get out the water bottle. I'm going to spray you from over here. So Goof Troop. I love that game. Last one. You guys know NBA Jam.
Oh, man.
But I'm not saying NBA Jam.
No,
Sorry,
I
listener
got to change
fears.
my list now.
Hold on. College Slam.
Never
which
played
was
I never
a
played it.
reskin of NBA Jam with college teams. The player names are all made up, but the best feature about it, because at this time in my life, I'm a huge University of Kentucky fan.
Yeah.
Huge. You can go into the rosters and change the names or whatever you want. So I was able, you can choose like a player model, whatever position, and they'll, big lanky white dude. Okay, so I'll assign whatever, I'll update the rosters every year
Wow.
for like 5 years straight. And I played the crap out of that game. So good.
Wow.
These
So
Super
good.
Nintendo gems are deep.
They are.
You know what?
I forgot all about
I got to redo mine because my.
All right, I'll finish up. Earthbound's my favorite out of all those. I'm done.
Of course.
Mic drop.
But don't drop the mic though. I got to put
so sorry.
NBA. I got to
So
put
sorry.
NBA Jam in there. So bye. What did I say? Jeopardy.
It's a different
I don't think this was your favorite game.
American Gladiators.
Nickelodeon Guts.
Did they have a game? That would have been amazing.
They probably did.
What would have been amazing is a Legends of the Hidden Temple game.
Oh my god, a game about playing games, but in
Right.
video game form.
Right.
Nickelodeon Arcade.
Gameception.
Oh my gosh.
Remember that shit?
Yeah, I remember
oh
Nickelodeon
my goodness.
Arcade.
I wanted to be on that
I
so
grew up in the
bad.
90s.
man.
I used to look at those kids and like, y'all, you cannot play games.
Right.
Why are you on this show?
You're terrible.
I want to be on here. Yeah.
But so that game show game, How to Be a Millionaire, it would not be in my top five. NBA Jam Tournament Edition.
Yes.
Man,
What a game.
I spent hours on that game, and it's not even a game where it logs hours. Me and my older brother, we played that game for hours. We beat that game so many times.
Yeah. I learned the rules of basketball playing NBA Jam.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Me too. Our thing was we ran our nickname was Dog, and we took how we played in NBA Jam TE and translated that onto the actual basketball court. So like whenever we would say we were so bro-centric before being bro-centric became popular recently, we would say, "Hey bro," and that we knew that was to pass the ball. Say, hey bro, pass. Hey bro, pass. Hey bro, he's on fire. It was. We were beating teams like 250 points to like 30. It was that
Fantastic game, man.
That's in the top
I
5.
forgot about that, and I forgot about all the great Disney games.
Yeah.
That came
That's
out.
a hard list to
Wow.
put together when you consider everything. It's easy to think about like the first party stuff
Yeah,
from Nintendo for the Super Nintendo, but you're right. It is deep. There are so many classics from different developers on that system.
Wait, there were Ninja Turtle games on there too.
Oh my
gosh!
Turtles in Time. We're missing Turtles in Time from this classic.
Yes.
Dude,
We're missing it.
Okay. So there's another one that's got to go because
bro, that was co-op too.
dude,
It was so good.
It was good.
Dude, it was the first 4-player co-op because
Yes.
they had the little brick that you could plug in that had 3 controller ports that you could plug into player 2.
Okay, so
Okay,
we need this.
really quick.
We need the Super NES Classic, and we need somebody to mod it, and we need to get every
Yes.
game on
Right,
there, just everything.
right.
Really quick, who's your
in Time.
favorite? Who's your favorite
Shell
turtle
Shock.
on that game?
At the same time,
Wait.
One.
Wait, let me take him.
you don't
Okay.
know
Okay. Yes.
Raphael.
Donatello. Oh God,
What? You look like Donatello would be your favorite character.
So in the second grade, I had a stuffed like 14-inch tall Donatello.
Donatello.
He was awesome. Like he was like silky smooth, like
Him and
velvet
his
almost.
staff.
He was so awesome. I brought him to school. My girlfriend tries to take it from me at the end of the school day, rips his arm off.
Oh my! Did she get punched in the face?
We were not together anymore.
Wow.
I did not call her my girlfriend anymore. That is a true story.
Wow.
I remember getting the same year that I got my Nintendo. I got a tall. I don't know how tall it was. It's probably like about 2 feet.
2 stories, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was Raphael, and
Man.
I loved it.
I played that game so much.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Playing it on hard, where when you got to like the halfway point before you start going in time, you have to charge the foot soldiers and throw them at Krang or throw them at the screen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude,
Oh, it's so cool.
Man,
Bro, that made me wanna learn karate.
My favorite stage on that game is Neon Knight Riders.
Neon Knight Riders. I love
Big
the
Apple.
title screens. That's my favorite
Yes.
thing about that game.
Yes.
Bury my shell at Wounded Knee.
Wounded knee.
Dude,
Yes. Yes.
dude.
Hey.
Big Apple.
Yeah.
3 a.m.
Big Apple.
3 a.m.
Dude, okay, another game that I thought
Classic.
of. Anybody, wait, before I move on. The reason Raphael was the best was because he was the fastest.
Yeah.
He was the fastest on that game. Okay, so moving
Who
on.
had the throwing stars?
Nobody had throwing stars.
Power Rangers, you traitor.
Yeah.
No, it was
What a poser.
No, that was a power up that you could get.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh, like
Pizza
the
time.
fast flurry.
Yeah,
pizza
Yeah,
time.
you could do that.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Interesting. I didn't.
You right.
I played that game so much.
Oh my gosh. Okay, 2 games.
I
two
erased
games.
my
2 games. Like
thumbprints with
I'm
it.
Go, I'm going nostalgic right now. 2 games that were left off this list that should have been Ken Griffey Jr.'s baseball.
Oh, I got.
I've never played it.
Oh my man.
We gotta stop this because now.
Right.
I
We're gonna keep going.
I didn't
dude.
play that, but one of my favorite games on there was another baseball game. Roger Clemens.
Yes, I played that.
That was my favorite.
Why did I
that
play
one.
Roger Clemens and not Ken Griffey?
I hear
I
Ken
don't know.
Griffey's the best.
Ken Griffey. Oh
But I
my
never
gosh!
played
Like you could break. You could. They had animations where like if a guy struck out, he would either like break his bat or he would just be sad. Be like that, or he would be like, "Oh, come on!"
Man, yeah,
And,
yeah. Super
man.
Nintendo. Oh, I'm going out on a limb. Y'all. Pull me back if I'm too crazy. Was this the greatest console?
In my book, it is.
I'm
As
gonna
far
say,
In terms of
Games?
games, absolutely.
I can't think of
I don't-
and I'm a huge PS2
Yeah.
fan. But when I think about Super Nintendo,
Super Nintendo.
Super
Nintendo from America.
the Super Latino.
the Play Tender.
But when you think about the games and the nostalgia and like the introduction to like innovative gameplay, you talk about
Yeah.
4-person co-op.
Yeah.
You talk about Family Feud, where like that was like the first party game. You talk about RPGs and just, man, this might be the greatest like set of games on a console.
I did love the Winkus Link.
You talking about bringing, then this was like an era where I would say this is the era where the arcade started to kind of fade out.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I could play Street Fighter.
A good version.
Yes,
of
a
these
good
arcade
version.
games.
I can play the same arcades at home.
Yes.
Yep.
Speaking of that, I'll segue into this game that it started out on arcade, and when I found out
The Cade.
The Cade.
Yeah.
That's how the cool kids.
when I found out that they actually had a Super Nintendo version of it, wow, it blew my mind. Sunset Riders.
Oh,
never
Sunset
played
Riders. Dude, it's like Metal Slug.
Bury me with my money.
Oh man, it's like Metal Slug set in a Western setting. It is.
I love Metal Slug.
4-player co-op.
Matt, pound it, man.
Dude,
What a game.
I gotta. Yeah.
I played that when I lived with my grandmother. They had this rec center. It had a game room where we used to go. We went there. We were there all day. They had swimming, and this rec center actually had bowling lanes in there too. So we would be there all day. We'd be in the game room playing pool. But one of the games that we always played, always went to this arcade to beat, was Sunset Riders. There was one person, it was my cousin Tyrone. Whenever he came, he always had him a stack of quarters every single day. And when he came, you had to jump on there first. You had to get on there because we was about to beat the game.
Yeah.
And dude, it was one of the best times I remember having. This is amazing. I'm gonna have to get that game for you.
Yeah,
so you can see it.
this is hard because I'm going through different games, man. You think about Street Fighter, that was my first one. Then Mortal Kombat came out on Super Nintendo.
Oh man, good. Yeah, I can't.
I played with
this is
Yoshimitsu.
this is so hard because when you think of any genre of video game, except like super modern ones, obviously, some of the best instances of that genre are on this system.
Yes.
Like many of them.
And this was before, like, where companies were like, yeah, when you think about how companies nowadays, they're so exclusive to their console and you have to get this console to play this game. Like, Super Nintendo was a system where you had almost every game come to Super Nintendo. Like, every company. Like, it wasn't like, oh, Naughty Dog only plays with PlayStation or 343 only plays with Xbox. It was like, if it's a good game, we're gonna put it on Nintendo. Yeah, this is a huge rabbit hole that we went down.
I could talk,
Like-
man.
Yeah.
Every time one of you bring up a new Super Nintendo game, my mind just unlocks some other stuff that I forgot about.
Right.
What a great system.
I thought the top 5 SNES games was going to be just a cakewalk, but it's not.
Yeah, I still don't know.
I don't know which ones I would take out to leave in or put in to switch out with. But yeah, we could go on for hours, but
The point is, we're getting this friggin' thing.
yeah.
Gotta have it.
And remember, like us. And remember, I'll write that down. And remember, like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, iTunes. Well, can you like us on iTunes? Find a way to like us on iTunes. Send us an email.
And tell
Let
us
us
how
know.
you did that.
Yes.
Like us on an email.
Be sure to subscribe to the podcast on iTunes.
Yeah. Subscribe. We'll see if we can get on Google Play.
I was just talking to Google the other day. They said it shouldn't be a problem. So I'll message them later.
Just check us out. Tell your friends. Tell your mom. Tell your daddy. And we're basically wrapping this show up. Any final thoughts on this new SNES that's going to come out?
I just hope we can get one, man.
Yeah.
If we get just one, that one is going to go to you. Somebody.
Yes.
It's going to go to somebody.
Yep. And we'll give it to somebody too.
And if we get 2, we'll film the death cage match that we would have to decide who gets it.
Well, it won't be a death cage match because
We'll do a will it float.
It'll be a massacre because
Will it blend?
I'll body anybody. Oh my gosh, we'll write some raps, and you guys decide who gets it.
I'm not a rapper. See, that's not.
Nobody is.
Let's
anymore.
make beats.
Exactly.
It's okay.
No, it's got to be an even playing field.
That's not even playing field.
But here's how it'll be even. Me and you write stuff.
Uh-oh.
And Cody freestyle.
Oh no.
Yes, that would be. Yeah.
That's an even.
That's not
field.
fair.
Well, people out there in TV land, we appreciate you listening to the podcast. Once again, like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Download our podcast on iTunes or Google Play. Send us an email. You can email us at dlcsguys@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at dlcguys.
Yeah.
Yes, and remember to subscribe to the podcast on iTunes or wherever you get your podcast from, and leave us a comment. Tell us what you'd like to hear about.
Yeah, tell us whose voice is the worst so we can just harp on it
It's
and hate
me.
ourselves. Please be as mean as you can
Yes,
so we can fix everything that's wrong with us.
because that's what it's all about. We're all about having fun, and we appreciate you listening, and we will holler at you next week.
We out.
Our enemies are innovative and resourceful, and so are we. They never stop thinking about new ways to harm our country and our people, and neither do we.